Hey, good morning, guys. Check out the view. Even got the hummingbird wanting to come up. Pretty cool. And got 3 over here. Cool. Got a lot of chores going on today. We're gonna start by getting the golf cart charged up. All right. She's on charge. All right. I'll go ahead and charge it while I'm doing some odds and ends around here, and then it'll be ready to go whenever I need to use it. That thing is a mule, though. I tell you what, I use that thing for everything. Pulling trailers, taking corn down to the feeders. I'll have that back deck slammed full of corn and protein pellets. But yep, I use the heck out of it. All right, so if you have seen a couple of my other videos, when I moved the golf cart in to the garage, I wind up hitting those fishing poles right there. So they've lasted. They've been back and forth to Kentucky, and if you travel, you know what Kentucky roads are like. So they bounce and they break off. These little tabs, these little things right here these right here will snap off of there, and my fishing pole will be dangling. You can see I got fishing line that's coming down. So I looked on Amazon. Amazon's my friend. I love using Amazon, and I found these Placino fishing rod holders. So I'm not affiliated in any way, so I'm gonna put these on and we're gonna see how they work. So I looked at them. They got this little riser right here, so I think it'll hold the fishing poles. I don't think they'll bounce that much, but we're gonna clean out this garage here, and we got a new table. I'm gonna put the table in there as well, kind of get them squared away, clean that carpet up a little bit. All right, so I got the fishing poles out, and you can see these things are solid attached. This is what it looks like behind the wall. Let's see if I can get you back there a little bit more. So that's what it looks like behind the wall. As long as you don't hit them gearing, those the gear rails right there, you'll be all right. But so what happens is that right there, they see how easy they just snap off. So I'm gonna take these off and I'm gonna mount the other ones. I think the other ones might be a little longer, but we'll check it out and we'll see if they work better. I know there won't be any breaking off. I mean, that you see that is easy. I've taken these tabs and I've bent these tabs in, but you can only bend them in so much, and then they snap off. So anyway, I got them on Amazon too. You know, you learn by trial and error, and I tried it and it was an error. It was a big failure. So anyway, let's get these other ones installed. All right, we got that one off. Let's pull one of these other ones out. And we'll compare. So really, they're about the same size. It's not as many holes, but I think we'll put them right over. Look at that. Those holes actually line right up. I do want to check something out. Are they wider? So holding it right there, they're just a little bit smaller or shallower. So anyway, we're gonna put it up and we're gonna try it out. So these holes, the same holes line up perfect with this. So I'm gonna shoot them in the same holes, and it should be just as tight as it was with the other ones. So we'll do that right there, just kind of hold it, and then shoot these other ones in here. Look at that. That's solid. It's not gonna go anywhere. So we'll get this other one removed. All right, so there you go. I've got the poles in. I believe this area right here, so it will be up higher. So the golf cart top will come about here. So hugging the other side, I think we'll be golden. But anyway, we'll see how they ride on our next trip. I think they're gonna be fine. I really do. Look at those hummingbirds. They're fighting over those feeders. Anyway, all right, let me get my mess cleaned up and get this swept out, vacuumed out, and then on to the next project. All right, we're gonna swap out the emergency brake cable on the camper. So what this does is, in case of an emergency and camper comes free from the tow vehicle, this solenoid right here, this part will pull out. This cable will get tight, it'll pull out. That will lock down all the tires on the camper. So and I've never seen it, but I think it's going to be an abrupt stop. So we're going to swap it out. You know, as you can see, this is just a cable swedged together. I put the carabiner on there, and the way I have been doing it is, I wouldn't say wrong, but if for whatever reason my fifth wheel hitch comes disconnected from the truck, I have that lanyard attached to the fifth wheel hitch. So I thought about it. I tried to attach it to my strap point in the bed of my truck, and I went to back in on the property, and it actually pulled that mechanism out of the solenoid, and it locked the tires down, and I couldn't go nowhere. It kind of freaked me out for a minute because I was trying to push the camper and it would not go anywhere. And I got out, investigated, and that's exactly what had happened. So I've seen it on many YouTube videos of other creators that travel and they have the bungee. So I was given the bungee. Thank you again. If you're watching, I'm gonna hook this up and try it on the next trip. I am gonna hook it to my strap point here. So I believe that will work. I do have another hitch point here I could attach it to, but I don't want it stretched out to its maximum limit, because if it does pull that plug out of the solenoid, then I'll be in the same boat. So let's swap this out. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this cable right here. I say I am. All right, that one's gone. No turning back now. Sit you guys down. Hopefully you can see. All right, so I have a ring here. So I'll open up this ring, attach it to that plug, and then we'll be good. All right, just like that. So ring is now through the plug. This is attached to the plug, and then I've got a pretty good bit of stretching room. So I think that will be great. So our next trip, I'll hook it up, and I'll feel more comfortable. I'll feel more safe about it pulling, in case there is an emergency. Pray to God there's not an emergency, but just in case, I think we'll be good. All right, so baggage compartments or pass-throughs, generator compartments, whatever you want to call it. So they have these clips, right? And then they have these that actually hook into them. So they're plastic. They're gonna break. Eventually they are going to break. So unfortunately this one did break. So you can see right there when I pull it apart. So it will not hold this door up, and this door is heavy, it's thick, and it's heavy. So let's see. Amazon, again, Amazon's my friend. These are ESUDNT. That's what it looks like. So if you can, I'm not sure if you can see it right there. You might be able to punch that number in right there on Amazon and find these if you're interested. Let's open up this package and we'll look at them. Comes 2 to a pack. I've never used them before. 2 comes in a pack. So you have the piece that goes on the top there. Sits in there, I guess, like that. And then that's the base. It's pretty nifty there. They're heavy duty, I will say that. There's the other 2. So we'll put them back in the bag because we're not going to need them. It comes with some screws. Now, just looking at it, these are wider than what I have on the camper now. So I've got some quick seal that I'm gonna use. Anytime you leave a hole or make a hole in your camper, you want to put some kind of sealant in it. That way it will keep the water from coming out. So let's get started and swap this out. So if you can tell, that is awesome. I can use the same holes. So that's great. That will work. So if you can tell, the holes are just barely off. Barely off. We're going to try to get it as close as we can to the holes, the original holes that are in there, and we'll make it work. These screws are a little bit bigger, so I think they'll hold in there. I think they'll bind in there, and that'll be good. Let's see. First, we're gonna put some quick seal in them holes right there, just to help. Put some quick seal in the holes. Water will absolutely ruin your camper. We'll put that screw in like that, and then we're going to go down here to this bottom one. All right. Okay. All right. Okay, one more. All right, she's on there. See how the sealant squirted out around the side? That's exactly what you want. That joker is not going anywhere. I noticed on this right here, so it's spring loaded. You see? It's spring loaded. So it springs open, unlike what this one does. You see how it just kind of dangles? So, you know, if your truck's hooked up and you're walking through here, you're hitting this, and you know, it could potentially break off. I mean, it didn't break obviously, but this was the weakest point on this one. So I do like that. I really like that. I need to figure out if I want it to lay like that to the back side. I think that's what I'm gonna do versus that way. So we'll do it that way and check it out. Now those holes do line up a lot better. So we'll put our sealant back up in here. Go ahead and put these in. That one. That one. And that one. Look at that. All right. Let's hook the door up. Check it out. Come down. Latch in. All right, there you go. So, oh, no way. So, if you see that, all I did was lift up on the door and it disconnected. That is cool. The only thing I did notice is when that's disconnected, it comes up and it makes contact right there. So I'll find me a piece of rubber or something that'll go, a bumper, to go right there so it won't slam up on the camper. I don't like that, but that's an easy fix. Anyway, so that is done. That's what it looks like again, sealed, and that's what that one looks like, sealed. Let me get this sealant off of here. All right, that will dry. It's white, but it'll dry clear, so you won't be able to see it.